This month, we have 2 planets turning back to direct motion. Jupiter, the Great Benefic and planet of blessings, and Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement. All of this, an empowered moment, and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the month of February 2025. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here with the monthly intuitive energy forecast for February 2025. For this month, we'll be using the Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey and Alyssa Bartha. This will be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this month, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the 22 Archangel Divination deck or Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. Before we get into looking at your stones of choice or talking about the numerology or astrology for the month, let's go ahead, settle in, and do an empowered moment. So let's all close our eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, relax your body, clearing your mind of all thoughts and just being in the present moment, the here and now. Visualizing that golden white light of unconditional love, compassion, healing, and guidance all around you. Let's take in a deep conscious breath, breathing in that golden white light into every cell of your body. As you exhale, you're letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs in this moment. And shifting your attention to the energy of the month of February, it actually vibrates to master number 11. This master number 11 is about leadership. It's the number of the light worker, shining your light, being in service in some way to humanity. So think about what that means for you personally. What service are you here to offer the world? Is it some form of creative or artistic self-expression? Is it information or knowledge or education? Is it through some sort of healing modality? Whatever form this takes does not matter. It's all about being in service to the collective, being of service to bring healing or guidance, education, empowerment, some sort of assistance to the world. And it's not important to have all the details either. Focusing on the essence of love and compassion, forgiveness and service. And however that unfolds, however that manifests, is perfect. So let's take one last deep breath, breathing in the essence of that energy, that light worker energy that you wish to share with the world. As you exhale, imagine with intention that you're blowing it out into all directions of time and space, sending that intention to the highest realms of the universe where it can be made manifest. And with one last breath, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. Let's get ready to look at our stones of choice for the special message card a little bit later here. So our first stone of choice is raw ruby. Now I know this doesn't necessarily look like the kind of ruby that you might go into a jewelry store and buy as far as a pendant or a ring, but this is actually the raw state of the ruby. And doesn't it, I love how it's in this kind of hexagon shape, you know, the six-sided hexagon shape basically. But anyway, let's talk about the qualities of the raw ruby. It's a powerful grounding stone. It actually relates to the root chakra with that red color that, you know, normally what we see is the deep red color, but in its raw state, at least this one looks a little bit more pinkish red, right? So powerful grounding, it actually draws life force energy into our root chakra. And our root chakra is our sense of security, stability, groundedness, right? And vitality. And that's where we want that vital energy, that life force energy to be focused. So this is going to help to focus it there or draw it in to the root chakra. This is also a great stone for courage and inner strength and fortitude. And it encourages one to follow their passions. All right, let's look at stone number 2. Stone number 2 is infinite. They often say that this is a form of serpentine, but it looks a little bit different. I mean, serpentine is a green color, but I'm always really super drawn to the infinite because it's more, the ones I've seen anyway, are more of a dark forest green color or green like, you know, the grass or the tree leaves or whatever. And then we've got the darker green here. To me, sometimes serpentine looks more yellowy green. I'm sure that there's variations for both of those stones, but the infinite is about boundless potential. It's about limitless possibility. It's about unity with the whole or with the divine. And it transcends limitations of time and space. In other words, you could say it's infinite, which is why they probably call it infinite, right? So this is going to relate to the heart chakra, that color green, and the heart chakra helps us to heal our emotional body, old emotions, feelings that we need to release, let go of, transmute. It helps us to heal relationship matters in that heart chakra area. And then our last stone of choice, this is a nice, I think they're all special, but this one is beautiful. It's sugilite. And the lighting probably doesn't catch it really great, but this is a very dark violet purple stone. Let me see if I can just turn the light, maybe not. Nope, that's not going to help. So this is a violet purple, a deep violet purple color. And again, it's called sugilite. And this helps to bring spiritual and unconditional love through the crown chakra, all the way down through the chakras, balancing them along the way and ending at that root chakra. So it helps to align all of those chakras. It helps to connect us to the higher realms. And it's also a stone of the humanitarian vibration. This also, because of that violet purple color, it utilizes the violet flame energy to purify and transmute lower vibrational energies. And of course, this is going to relate to the third eye chakra, which is our center here of imagination and vision and clairvoyance. And so this is going to be activated and turned on with the sugilite. Now again, just taking one last look here, we've got the raw ruby. I like how it kind of reflects there. We've got the infinite. Oh, you can see it a little bit better when you back it up here as far as the lighting. And then let's hold this one back. No, it doesn't help. Sugilite, deep, dark, purple color, sugilite. All right, so let's talk about the numerology of the month of February. We kind of did that a little bit in our meditation, our guided meditation in the beginning, because if you add the universal year for 2025, which is a 9 energy, Adding 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 gives us a 9. We're going to add that 9 universal year energy to the month of February, the second month of the year, and we're going to get master number 11. So this is the month of moving more strongly into our leadership abilities, our light worker abilities, our psychic abilities, our service, being of service to humanity abilities, being the visionary. The 11 is very visionary, clairvoyant, coming up with these ideas, these brilliant ideas that kind of just kind of come into the, crown or third eye chakra, envisioning that brighter future. And, they have that again with the double one, this sense of leadership, taking charge, planting new seeds, new beginnings. But when we add master number 11 together, that reduced digit is the number 2. And so we also look at that for the month of February. The 2 is about relationships, whereas the 1 stands alone as the individual, independent. The number 2 is about two people, the collaboration, the connection with the other. So this is going to bring in relationship matters of all kinds, not necessarily just romantic relationships, business, collaborative partnerships, other one-on-one types of relationships. So we may meet new people, we may network and connect with new people. Again, this is more of a one-on-one sort of relationship dynamic. The number 2 is also about balance and harmony and equality. And so all of those things are keywords for the month of February. Now, if we look at the 11th major arcana in the tarot, it's the Justice card. And the Justice card is also about balance. It is about justice, just like it's named for, right? And in the Syrian Starseed Tarot, it's called Divine Justice. So here's Major Arcana 11 from the Syrian Starseed Tarot, Divine Justice. She's holding the scales of justice. She's blindfolded. So, what could that signify? To me, there's a couple of things. One is that we might not be seeing with our third dimensional eyes everything that's going on around us on a spiritual level, from a spiritual perspective. She's got the spiritual cosmos kind of in the background. So it's almost to her benefit, rather than using third dimensional eyes to see what might appear to be happening or unfolding in the world or in her reality. Instead, she's going to use her spiritual eyes. She's going to use her psychic and clairvoyant abilities to understand or see from a higher level what's happening. The other thing I feel like this is about, though, is that she's not necessarily seeing that the karmic scales of justice are starting to rebalance. Sometimes in the Justice card, the scales, look like they're out of balance. But in this particular rendition of the Justice card, they look pretty balanced. And so I feel like, we're definitely bringing something back into balance. The balance of the masculine and feminine, the balance of our third dimensional world with our higher dimensional world. In other words, things that are going on an earthly level, and we're balancing that with what's really, again, going on from a higher spiritual perspective or a higher spiritual level. The cosmos are rebalancing things in our favor. This is also about karma being rebalanced. So anything on a personal karmic level that you may have been going through, having more awareness on, perhaps coming off of the year of 2024 or even throughout your whole life. Those cycles, those patterns, those things that you can sense that are not just from this life, because it's some sort of karmic lesson that keeps repeating itself, that you're here to learn or be aware of or understand or clear, transmute. I feel like this is a month that there's going to be a lot of that clearing and transmuting of that karma from other lifetimes and bringing things again back into a sense of equality, balance, and justice. So this has, many meanings to it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the astrology of significance for the month. In my weekly intuitive astrology readings, or my weekly intuitive energy forecast anyway, I feel like, this is where I'm talking about every single event astrologically that's occurring week by week. On the monthly, I'm looking at the highlights. And so the first thing that stands out is on the 3rd of February, where we have Venus, the planet of love and relationships, the divine feminine archetype. She also rules money and finances, like personal resources of various kinds. She also rules our values and what and who we value and how we value ourselves. She's going to be leaving the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And there's a little important nugget there, because as she's leaving Pisces, that last sign of the zodiac, those areas of life that she rules, love, relationships of all kinds, values, self-value, resources, finances, there was a completion phase that was going on while she was in Pisces. There was a healing, a releasing, a letting go of patterns, a letting go of old karma, as she was moving through Pisces. Now that she's going into Aries on the 3rd of February, it's this whole new beginning, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we're initiating a stronger, more confident, courageous, independent, take charge, leadership-oriented energy with this divine feminine goddess of Venus within these areas of our lives. Now, the interesting thing is that Venus, might normally spend, 5 or 6 weeks in every sign of the zodiac before moving on to the next. But she's going to be in Aries and in and out of Aries, really, until June 6th. That's a long time. And that's because at the very end of this month, and actually March 1st, so it'll be part of next month's intuitive energy forecast, she goes retrograde in the sign of Aries, and she's going to dip back into Pisces a little bit. So that is going to be an important thing, because when a planet goes retrograde, we're needing to redo or review something that planet has to deal with. And we talk a lot about Mercury retrograde, and Mercury rules all kinds of information and communications and thoughts and ideas and whatnot. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it seems to be things that are associated with thoughts, ideas, communications, and information, and travel too, because Mercury does rule short distance travel mostly. But there's things that go awry. There's things that we have to reevaluate or redo or research. All of those rewords that we use for Mercury retrograde. Well, when Venus goes retrograde, we're needing to look at those areas that she rules: the love, the relationships, the money, the finances, the values, what we value, who we value, and how we value ourselves. And in Aries, she starts out as being very gung-ho, confident, courageous, and again, independent, individualistic. It's about her. But she's going to be moving back into Pisces. So it's like giving us one last opportunity, if you will, to clear some things, clear some old patterns, clear some old past life karma maybe, to move out of the confusion, illusion, and delusion sometimes that Pisces offers us. Now, she doesn't go retrograde until, again, the very end of February, beginning of March, really, March 1st. And it'll be at 10 degrees of Aries. And so it's going to be later in March and into April that she's going to be going back into Pisces, just to give you a heads up of when that kind of last sort of clearing in those areas may be taking place. On the 4th of February, we have Jupiter, the planet of blessings, abundance, prosperity, expansion, growth. Jupiter rules our belief systems. It's known as the Great Benefic, or the planet of great blessings. And Jupiter, again, is expansive. That's its normal nature. It wants to expand, and it can expand into happiness, joy, opportunities, optimistic, glass half full thinking. But if we get stuck in a negative mind loop, or we get drawn down into the muck, so to speak, it can expand us into that. It can expand us into negative thinking or glass half empty kind of mentality. It can expand us into things like addictions, even things that we don't necessarily desire to have in our lives. But it's turning back to direct motion at 11 degrees of Gemini on the 4th of February. It feels like something, as it was retrograde for the last, few weeks here, a few months really even, it's been this internalization of trying to understand what our belief systems are about a great many things. What do I believe about myself? What do I believe about my life? What do I believe about my path? What do I believe about my money and finances? What do I believe about my relationships? What do I believe about family dynamics? So again, it can be any aspect of life. But Jupiter's all about our perspectives, our higher perceptions, and our belief systems. So there's been a great, again, internalization process of trying to kind of sort through all of that. Now that it's turning back to direct motion, and it'll take a little bit to pick up speed and move back at its normal pace, but we're now going to expand outwardly again. It's like new horizons with Jupiter, looking at the big picture with Jupiter. It's like we finally maybe understand and have sorted through these belief systems. And now hopefully we can expand into this optimistic, happy-go-lucky, abundance, prosperity energy with Jupiter. As it's moving again through Gemini, it's highlighting again expansion through like networking, communication opportunities, educating yourself, maybe teaching other people or sharing information, education, maybe multitasking, because Gemini is the sign of the twins. And so there's more than one thing being juggled, more than one thing going on. But a lot of it is like communication based, thinking, perceiving, ideas, networking, collaboration, connecting with people, all forms of communication here. Now we're going to skip all the way to the 12th of February. And on the 12th of February, we have a full moon at 24 degrees of Leo. So full moons are about a cycle of completion. It's about some sort of healing that needs to take place, something that we're needing to release and let go of. The sign of Leo does rule the ego. So maybe there's an aspect of the shadow part of our ego that needs to be released. Maybe there's some sort of inner child healing that needs to happen because Leo rules the inner child. Maybe it's something to do with our sense of confidence, courage, and leadership, where we need to, be more in that roar like a lion when need be sort of energy. And Leo is very creative too. So there's something maybe coming to a head, perhaps in a positive way with our creative self-expression, maybe something that needs to be healed and released as far as our negative way of looking at our creative self-expression. Maybe we don't feel like we're very creative, or we judge our creative expression in some way. So there needs to be healing in those areas as well. On the 14th, we have Mercury the Messenger moving into Pisces. And on 18th of February, we have the Sun moving into Pisces. So we're starting to transition out of the Aquarius energies and now into Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac here. With Mercury in Pisces until March 3rd, it's really going to take that logical, mental thinking and move us more into intuitive, psychic types of believing, imagination, visualization, even meditation. So here we're using the mind for these more kind of flowing, intuitive processes. The Sun moving into Pisces, which is going to be until the 20th of March, this is going to highlight or shine its light through the lens of Pisces: unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, healing, artistic endeavors, creative endeavors, spiritual endeavors, going with the flow, having trust, having faith, surrendering to the divine plan, surrendering to the divine timing of the plan. So with both Mercury and the Sun there, we're definitely going to have to practice more of the go with the flow kind of energy. On the 23rd of February, I think this is the second most important thing to Jupiter turning back to direct motion. And I don't even feel like one is above the other. I feel like they're both on the same level here. But on the 23rd, we have Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, turning back to direct motion. And it's turning back to direct motion at 17 degrees of Cancer, which is a water sign, whereas Mars is a fiery, passionate planet. So with Cancer also, ruling our intuition, but our home and family lives as well, our sense of responsibility to our family or to the community, nurturing, empathy. It's a very soft feminine energy, but that's where Mars is right now. So while Mars has been retrograde in that sign of Cancer the last few weeks, you might have had a lot of memories of the past, reminiscing about the past, especially when it comes to emotional connections that you might have had with other people. That could have been with family, that could have been with old partners or friends from the past, friendships and romantic partnerships. So there might have been a revisiting, either in our dreams or in our meditation or in our memories, or in reality. These, people from the past may have actually popped back in. So there was something even with our, I think, family patterns, with our home and family and ancestral patterns that we needed to understand, and like the warrior, did we need to move more towards that with passion, or did we need to kind of back away from some of those old patterns with a passion? So either or. But Mars, while it's been in Cancer, and especially while it's been retrograde, may have slowed down your forward momentum, your forward movement towards goals, towards things that you were trying to accomplish. Now that it's turning back to direct motion, again, it's going to take a few days to pick up speed, but we'll slowly be able to start moving forward again. And, it's going to take a little bit before it goes back into Leo, and Leo is a fire sign, which is where Mars is going to feel even more comfortable. So give it a little bit of time, give it a little bit of patience. I feel like, again, when Mars does finally move back into Leo, which is where it started its retrograde movement, then we're going to start to feel that fiery passion again. We're going to be able to start galloping forward instead of just kind of now as it's forward moving or direct in Cancer, we're kind of at a trot. We're kind of at a little trot here. But pretty soon we're going to be at a gallop. And then on the 27th of February, we've got a new moon at 9 degrees of Pisces. New moons are about new beginnings, planting new seeds. Pisces, however, is the last sign of the zodiac. So whereas there a new beginning with the new moon, there's also like some sort of completion of a cycle energy with Pisces. But there can be a new way to spiritually connect with your higher self, with the higher spiritual realms. A new way to create and envision, a new sense of your psychic abilities being turned online. All of those things would be ruled by Pisces. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the cards that we got for the messages here for this month. We start out with Major Arcana 10, the Wheel of Fortune, the Great Wheel. And this is like Jupiter turning direct. It's like, Jupiter, the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, something's shifting. Something is karmically shifting. It's turning more into our positive favor. Something's going to start moving energetically. I feel like, with this particular rendition of the Great Wheel, there's a lot going on here. We've got this geometric shape in the middle. It almost feels like there's many situations and circumstances here that are part of this great shift of energy. That's part of this let loose of this maybe karmic holding back and getting ready to just kind of move forward, like the Great Wheel keeps turning and spinning and turning and spinning. It has a very positive feel to it, though. So I feel like this is going to bring some great blessings. We got the cosmos here behind us, supporting us with gifts and possibilities and opportunities and potentials. But sometimes we have to take an action. We have to put our mind towards the potential, keep our mind at that glass half full mentality and a positive belief system state, And then we have to take some sort of action to keep the wheel spinning, right? We can't just roll a tire or roll a wheel. At some point, it's going to stop or flop over. We have to continue to run alongside it and keep that wheel spinning, keep that wheel going. So if you want these blessings to really start to roll in and continue to roll in, take some sort of action. It could be a physical action, could be a spiritual action, to keep that positivity happening here. So let's take a look at the next card. Okay, the next card isn't as happy of a card. This is the Eight of Chalices. It's like the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is often about walking away from something that you feel emotionally, that you're starting to emotionally disconnect from, or a situation or circumstance that has been emotionally disempowering to you. You're ready to let that go. The number 8 in numerology is a very karmic number in a sense. And so I feel like whatever this is that we've been emotionally connected to, emotionally attached to, could be a relationship, situation, could also be a mindset or a belief system about yourself or about life or your potential, your path. So I feel like we're starting to realize that it's disempowering. And we're starting to realize that it's time to release it and walk away. We're needing to kind of move forward into something that's more empowering, that gives us a sense of confidence and courage and brings our power back online, so to speak. It's interesting in this particular card, some of these 8 cups are kind of shadowed. But as we go this way, they become lighter and lighter and brighter. So I feel like we're moving out of the shadows here and we're moving into the light. We're moving into that sense of empowerment. Maybe this means that it won't totally be complete by the end of February, since this is a card for February's reading. But we're going to at least get halfway through. I feel like, we're starting to move here. We're starting to release the old, transmute the old, walk away from whatever is disempowering us. And we're going to be moving into something lighter and brighter and more empowering. And maybe that also will take us perhaps into the month of March as well. And then our last card, let's turn that over. And it is Major Arcana number 7. And this is the Chariot card. I love to see this because the Chariot is about moving forward. And I feel like, again, with Mars turning back to direct motion, this can definitely be the Chariot, right? It's like Mars has been kind of stationed or slowing down for most of this month of February until it turns direct on the 23rd. So this, signifying the horses drawing the Chariot. In this rendition of the card, we have 5 horses. Usually we just have 2. We have one horse maybe pulling off to the left, the other horse maybe pulling off to the right. And when you have 2 horses kind of pulling off in opposite directions, you're not going to move very, very fast forward, right? This one has 2 horses turning one way, 2 horses turning the other, but the 5th horse is in the middle, and that's looking straight ahead. So I feel like we're starting to look straight ahead. We're starting to move forward slowly but surely as Mars turns back to direct motion. Now this horse in the middle needs to just kind of get these other 4 horses on track. If he keeps pulling and using his weight and his energy to move forward, pretty soon those other horses will fall in line, and that Chariot again will be able to move forward faster and faster and faster towards the goals, towards what it is that we want to accomplish. So a nice, pretty nice reading. We just need to, again, release and let go of something that we've been emotionally connected to, that has been difficult to maybe walk away from. All right, let's take a look at the message from your angels and guides. Now, I decided to use the Archangels deck. It's only a 22 card deck. Okay, so there's 22 different archangels in here. And we'll see which archangel is guiding you for this month of February. So for those of you that chose the Raw Ruby people, special message from the Archangels, Raw Ruby. This one's sticking up, calling my attention. It's Archangel Metatron, and it says Heaven to Earth. Now, Archangel Metatron is the overseer of our Akashic records, also is a scribe because he lived an earthly life before he was assigned an archangel status or raised up to archangel status. So this could be about writing, journaling, compiling information together. This could be needing to connect with your Akashic records, to connect with that information, your previous lifetimes, parallel lifetimes, karmic lessons, gifts, talents, and abilities that are going to aid you as you move forward on this path. Only you know the question or questions to ask in your Akashic records. And I know, some of us are trained in Akashic Records reading. Some of us maybe don't feel as confident in doing that, but simply call on Archangel Metatron and ask that he assist you with connecting to your authentic Akashic Records to give you the information. And the information can come through a piece of music, a piece of art, something you're listening to, something you're reading, an animal totem, turning over an oracle card for yourself, or getting a psychic reading. So be open to the ways that the messages will come in as far as the information you're seeking from your own Akashic records. The message at the bottom of this card, again, it says heaven to earth. Your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. Your current situation is in alignment with your current mission on earth. So know basically that you're on the right path. Know that you are going to be moving forward and in alignment towards your truth, towards what it is that you need to find out. There's some nice lavender purple or pink purple energies here. So we're talking about heart chakra, connecting to the heart chakra, connecting to the crown chakra, opening up to claircognizance, opening up to unconditional love. And again, just kind of connecting as above, so below, right? Heaven to earth. As it is above, so it is or it can be below. We can manifest heaven on earth. So have that intention. Meditate on that intention, okay? I'm going to put that back in the deck. And the second stone of choice is the infinite. Special message for the month of February for infinite people. Infinite people. Okay, I need to close my eyes again. It always works better if I close my eyes. Infinite. Okay. It was on the bottom. Shamuel, relationship assignment. Okay, Archangel Shamuel kind of has a dual purpose when we read about Shamuel. Shamuel helps us with our divine life purpose, our divine mission. So you can call on Shamuel for more information or guidance towards messages about your divine life path, your divine life purpose. But Archangel Shamuel is also known as the archangel that helps us with soulmate relationships, helps us maybe to connect with a new soulmate relationship, maybe help, and that could be, again, a friend or a business partner, not necessarily just romantic, but also can help us with an existing soulmate relationship, a romantic, a friendship, a family, a business partnership. If it's something existing where we're struggling with it or having a little bit of challenge, we're having a few bumps in the road, so to speak, Archangel Shamuel can help us move through this. The idea that it says relationship assignment, it sounds like if it is about an existing relationship or if it should be about a new relationship coming in, this is kind of something that you soul contracted, right? The relationship assignment. I chose the assignment. I chose to connect with this person and to move through whatever this homework assignment is all about. It doesn't mean that it's a challenging, negative homework assignment, although it could be karmic. It could also be that it's some positive homework assignment where you decided to meet this person, come into connection with this person, to learn about love, to learn about your life purpose, to collaborate on some creative project or anything like that. Now, the message at the bottom says, no one crosses your path by chance. Choose to use or choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to see the deeper reasons for the people in your life. So that is the message for you. And let's put that back in the deck as well. The last stone of choice is that sugilite. I wish you could see the beautiful purple that it really is. But anyway, sugilite. Special message for sugilite people for the month of February. Sugilite people. This one's calling my attention. And this one is hope. So Archangel Hope, one that we don't necessarily hear about so often. And it says authentic reclamation. To me, that feels like I'm reclaiming my authentic truth. I'm reclaiming my authenticity, who I am authentically as a soul deep down, rather than wearing all these masks that maybe I've been taught to wear or that I've gotten used to wear. Now I'm going to reclaim my authenticity and reclaim my authentic truth, my authentic beingness. It says at the bottom of the card, it's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. So this has a feeling of like soul fragmentation that may have happened, not just through this lifetime, but other lifetime situations and circumstances. A lot of times when there's challenges or traumas from the past, it's, parts of our soul in our inner child too, just kind of, in a sense, split off, never really fully and completely, but kind of splits off to hide or protect itself. If there was something, let's say, that happened in a past life because you used your psychic or healing abilities, and there was some sort of traumatic event that happened, you could now in this lifetime be hiding your psychic gifts, your healing gifts, your potential in that area of your life because of that past life memory. So it's like parts of you have fragmented off. And so now it's time to reclaim all those pieces, reclaim all those gifts and talents and abilities, all those parts of your soul that are always there and were originally there, but again, that are hiding on some level. So Archangel Hope, having hope, right, to become whole again. Let's reclaim all these parts of ourselves and become whole again, and utilize all of our gifts and talents and abilities to shine our light here out into the world. Kind of this cross between the heart chakra and throat chakra area. So we're speaking our truth with light. We're exuding unconditional love and compassion from the heart chakra through the light that we are. So reclaim your power, reclaim your truth, reclaim your authentic self. So I hope you all have had a good experience with this reading. I hope you've gotten the messages that you need to for the month of February. Thank you so much for your support, your comments, your love, for your comments on the video, for connecting with me on Facebook and Instagram, for checking out my meetup page, Sacred Soul Empowerment, looking at all the classes, workshops, guided meditations, and events that I have on Zoom, mostly through that page. And sending you again so much love and light and peace and healing as we enter this new month of February. Namaste, everyone.